I have just come back. I have returned from my office, and it is time to share another video with you. The first video of 2019. Actually, no, my goodbye 2018 might have been uploaded this year. But this is the first official one, the first content-y video. I don't know, I'm gonna try not to be completely crazy and weird in this video, but today I am sharing with you the 5 practices that have legitimately, radically transformed my entire life. And I'm pretty excited. I am pretty excited. I don't know how I have not shared this with you before, so I hope that this is very, very, very positive and impactful for you. So of course I have a list of notes here. Refresh, come on, there we go. Okay, I have a list. Number 1 on the list is journaling. Please don't shut the video off right now. I swear I have some good things to share with you about journaling and all of the other things that have also transformed my life. When I think back to the absolute most transformative time in my life, I was journaling every single day. I literally forced myself to fill up an entire page of a notebook, which was probably like that big, until the very last line of the page. And when I first started, I did not know what the heck journaling even was. I did not know what to write about. I had to force myself. I literally just made myself look at this page until something started flowing out of me. And normally when I first started, it was a little bit about my emotions, how I was feeling that day, something that maybe happened during that day, and something maybe about my insecurities or things that I wanted to change about myself, things I wanted to change about my life, some goals that I had, some intentions I had. It was just a little bit of jumbled everything. But it really, really helped me during the darkest time of my life when I was in the end of high school, beginning of college. It was in college that I did literally 6 months every single day of journaling, 1 full page, and I was really, really struggling inside and outside. I was physically like the most unhealthy and not really feeling great that I had ever been at that point in time. And mentally, I was a little bit lost and a little bit confused and just not in a good place. And journaling, the way that I like to describe it, the best way to describe it in my opinion, is like journaling is like finding a friend within yourself. Because when you are suffering so deeply or struggling with anything, sometimes it can be hard to turn to people and share what you're going through, because you don't want to come off, or I didn't want to come off as like needy or someone who had all these problems or issues. And to be honest, I just really had a hard time talking to people at this point in my life, even my closest friends and my parents. I just it was hard for me to explain how much I was struggling. So journaling allowed me to pour everything out, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, and work through it on my own and really be that friend, be that support system for myself. So that is why I wanted to share journaling with you first, because when I think about the absolute most transformative time in my life, it all comes back to journaling. Okay, the next most transformative practice. Hold on, I'm parched. Whoa. Another really transformative practice in my life I started many years ago, and it is the concept, the practice of taking our limiting beliefs, the things that we tell ourselves, the things that we hear from society, the things that we're taught growing up, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not talented enough, all of these things I'm not enough of, or I'm not capable, or it's not my time yet, or I don't deserve this. Taking all of those limiting beliefs, getting clear on what they are, writing them all out, speaking them out loud, and then looking at them for what they are, which is complete lies. It's literally just brainwashing, things that we've been told, things that we tell ourselves. They're lies. They're these stories that we tell ourselves that literally are not true, and they are holding us back from living our fullest potential. When I started to look at these things for what they are and analyze them for a bit, and then overpower them and replace them with positive truths, also known as affirmations, it literally changed my entire life, because I went from thinking like I am this small, incapable human to like, I know who I am and I'm capable of going after my dreams, and I'm capable of making this happen. I'm capable of bettering myself, becoming stronger, more successful, helping the world in a bigger way. Taking those little lies, taking those little stories, I'm not enough, I'm not capable, blah, 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 and writing them all down in every aspect of life. I go through this with my relationships. Maybe I'm not entertaining enough, or I'm not outgoing enough, or I'm not interesting enough. Looking at this with my career and my finances. I'm too young to be successful. I'm too young to make an impact on the world. I look too young to be taken seriously. Or I'm just not enough in some way or another, and replacing that with, I am capable. I deserve this. And literally going through that in every aspect of life. Relationships, career, hobbies, family, health, physical health, mental health, like all of the things. That has been one of the most impactful, most transformative things, practices, rituals, things that I have done in my life to get me from where I was to where I am now. And I still do all of this when I'm feeling low, when I'm second guessing myself, when I have imposter syndrome, like who am I to be making a video about things that have transformed my life? Who am I to be hosting retreats around the world and helping people let go of these limiting beliefs and really step into their power? Like, who am I to do that? Whenever I'm second guessing myself, I look at that limiting belief for what it is. It is a limiting belief. It is not the truth. And I replace that with a positive affirmation, something that is true, something that is going to empower me to step into my true power. Another practice that has really shaped my life is going to bed early. Now, this one might not be for everybody. If you find yourself to be a night owl and that's when you're like the most creative in life, then that is absolutely amazing. But for me personally, since this video is about the 5 things that transformed my life, one of them is going to bed early. And for me, that has really been the easiest when I step away from technology about an hour or a little bit more before I try to wind down for bed, and also turn down the lights so that it's a little bit dark and I'm not looking at like these fake fluorescent lights right before I go to bed. So not looking at screens, not having it super bright in here, but getting to bed early, getting plenty of like real quality deep sleep, then waking up early and starting my day fresh. I love the feeling of being awake like before the majority of other people. There's something really inspiring and motivating about being up so early and like getting an early start to the day, even if there are hundreds of thousands of others also waking up that early. Waking up earlier just feels so good for me, and I'm the most creative in the morning. So if this doesn't completely apply to you and you're the most creative in the evening, then I encourage you to figure out what really works best for you and work with that. Don't work against yourself. Don't work against your creative hours and your creative energy, but do what it takes to like set that time aside to really let your creative energy flow. Okay, another thing that I have done in my life and that I still do is releasing relationships that are just not working out anymore. And I've made a video specifically about this. I forget the title of it, but I'll find it and I'll link it down below for anyone who is in a place where like you know that some relationships in your life, whether it's an intimate relationship with your family, relationship with friends, peers, acquaintances, whatever, you know that something just like isn't working and you've tried to make it work and you've tried to communicate and it's just like not quite meshing anymore. Yeah, I have a whole video about that, but this has radically transformed my life because there's something really heavy about holding on to relationships and staying in relationships and friendships that just aren't quite benefiting both individuals anymore. So releasing these relationships in my life has really allowed for a much lighter, more open feeling, and it has allowed space and time and energy to welcome friendships and relationships into my life that are more suitable at this point in time. I'm a strong believer that we can ebb and flow throughout different relationships in our lives, and we don't absolutely have to be connected to 1 or 5 or 10 humans for our entire life. Like, it's okay to ebb and flow in and out of it, and maybe 5 years down the road we'll be best friends with them or be in an intimate relationship with them or reconnect with them or whatever. But it's okay to honor ourselves and how we're feeling. And one way that really helps me with this, something I go more into in that video that I'll link below, is kind of looking at it like this. If you are not 110% invested in the relationship that you're in and you're kind of feeling icky, like, I don't know, it's just not working out, and you're maybe like 60% invested, the other person can feel that and it's not fair to them. So instead of feeling like so selfish, like, oh my gosh, this person still needs me, which that could be codependency, really looking at it for what it is, like the other person can feel your lack of investment in it. That's not fair to them. And if you step back and allow more space for somebody new to come into your life, you're also stepping back and allowing room for a new person to come into your friend or your ex-partner or your family member's life that might be more suitable for them at this point in time. I feel like I have a lot to say on that, but I think I already covered it in the other video. But I also wanted to share it here because that heaviness from relationships that are just not working out, that is real. Okay, the very last practice that I want to share with you today that has really transformed my life is setting intentions. I have literally been doing this for what feels like my entire life. I don't really know when I started, maybe sometime in like middle school, definitely high school and college, and every bit after, but I set daily intentions for myself. I set weekly intentions for myself, monthly intentions, and yearly intentions. And this, I was gonna swear, but I will not, because I'm trying to swear a little bit less this year. Anybody else trying to swear a little less? Let me know in the comments down below. But this stuff actually works if you set your intentions properly and you set yourself up for success by having like supportive action steps that you can take to make each intention, to make each goal a reality. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a whole video on how I set my intentions. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to make a whole video on how I set my intentions and set my goals and set myself up for success, because literally, I kid you not, when I look back at my old notebooks, I just brought a lot of them back from Hawaii during my last trip there. When I look back at my old notebooks and the goals and intentions that I have set in years prior, I literally met almost every single one of them, if not way more than the goals that I set. I have a lot to say about this topic. Maybe I'll come up with like a little exercise that you can do just in the description of this video. But setting intentions is so important, because if you are not clear on what you want in life, how the heck are you going to make it happen? I think I've shared this in a few other videos. It's like the clarity comes first. You have to have the vision of what you're looking for. You have to know what your expectations are, what you're looking for in a relationship, what you're looking for in a career, what you're looking for in a home, what you're looking for in a friend, what you're looking for in anything in life. You have to have an idea, ideally a crystal clear, detailed idea. And if it's hard for you to get really clear on what it is you're wanting, then you can start by thinking about, how do you want to feel? If you can't get clear on those details, on what it looks like, think about what you want to feel in a relationship. Think about how you want to feel going into work every day or with the work that you're doing every day. Think about how you want to feel in your home environment, in your community, and literally in every way, shape, or form. So that's just a little snippet that you can go off of. And those are the top 5 practices that have legitimately hardcore changed my life for the better. So I hope that you don't take them lightly, because if you apply these to your life seriously and consistently, things are gonna shift for you, and it's gonna be pretty insane. I would love to know in the comments down below if you have consistently worked with any of these practices before and how it has ended up for you, and also any practices that have helped transform your life. I want to know what they are in the comments down below. I am always open to hearing new things, trying new things for a certain period of time and seeing how they work for me. And I'd love to know which one of these, if you haven't already started working with, you think you're gonna dive into next. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, because it really helps my channel and helps me know what videos you like to see. And that's all for now. I love you. I will talk to you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.